Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Legacy. My name's Noah Mitchell and I'm the Senior Learning Experience Designer here at Legacy FM. And today I want to talk about something that's been really kind of a hot topic over the last several years, and that's the concept of mindfulness. I know, so many people online have already covered this topic. But what I really wanted to talk about, and it will be brief today, is just an aspect of mindfulness that really appeals to me and really means a lot to me, I guess. And that's because having this aspect in mind as I go about my daily life and doing my work for my job, it's really just helped me to be a better person, I guess. And you'll see when I get to it. But let's really just talk about breaking mindfulness down, if some of you all aren't already familiar with it. And the concept of mindfulness really has three main parts. And so the first part of mindfulness is having an intention. And that intention is with respect to establishing awareness of really whatever it is that you're trying to focus on, whether it be for mindfulness meditation or maybe you are working on a project at work. It can work for both of these things and in several other areas. And so that's one part of mindfulness, is just your intention. You have that thing that you are trying to focus on and establish your awareness over. And the idea of mindfulness is to just return to it again and again as you get pulled away from it. And so that takes us to the second part of mindfulness, which is having attention of really what's just going on around you in that moment. And so it's not necessarily like you are channeling your focus on those things, but you are aware of them in a way that they can sort of be in the background, and as these things come up, as things maybe distract you, they're not as jarring. They don't pull you away from the project as much, but you can very easily just say, oh, okay, this thing happened. I don't know, the bell at the coffee shop went off or the buzzer went off, and you say, okay, now let's shift my focus back to the project or the task at hand. So I like that part too. I guess I should have said that up front. I like the idea of not really getting swept up or sucked into the black hole of any of the other things going on around you, because let's face it, there are always distractions. Silence in and of itself can even be a distraction, and oftentimes it is for me. That's why it's really hard for me to work at libraries. So this aspect of mindfulness is really nice too. However, the last part of mindfulness has to do with having a demeanor or an attitude towards yourself that is not only curious, but non-judgmental and just kind and gracious. And so this part is what I really like, because traditionally for me, it's been really hard for me to be kind to myself. When I mess something up, when I get distracted from a project or a task, I've tended to be really hard on myself. And I have a feeling that a lot of you all have as well. And so with mindfulness, what it teaches us is that that's okay. That's part of life. It's literally part of being mindful. You will have things that come up and, try to work and obtain your focus. But the idea is to observe those thoughts and feelings or distractions when they do arise. But more importantly, to be kind and gracious to yourself whenever that happens. To say, you know what? You're not dumb for being distracted by something that is a distraction. You're a human being. You're awesome. And hey, this thing happened. Let's just go ahead and reassess our focus. Let's put it back on the task at hand and move on with your day. I know it sounds super simple, and really, I guess it is, but I know that for a lot of us, it's hard to actually exercise that in our day-to-day. But I have found that as I really get frustrated with myself, and I've done a video that somewhat overlaps with this anyway, but when I get really frustrated with myself, I get really toxic with myself. And I'm like, dude, just show yourself grace. Show yourself a little bit of grace, because you are a human being. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to get distracted. And you know what? That's okay. Because now that we've acknowledged that distraction, we're going to shift our focus back to the task at hand. So yeah, that's really all I've got for you today. I just wanted to really bring up that facet of mindfulness that really appeals to me. And so it's that third part. But obviously I learned even in this video that I like the second part as well. For any of you who maybe practice mindfulness, we'd love to hear from you in the comments, start a conversation there. But otherwise, have an awesome day. And remember, be gracious to yourself and to others. We'll see you next time.